Without a comprehensive and intentional conversational AI strategy, well, the technology is practically worthless. But hold on to that thought, we'll come back to that. Firstly, I want to take a couple steps back and talk about why this topic is so important. Why is it pertinent today? Well, as we've all been experiencing, the new norm, the new status quo, remote work. Seems like gone are the days of actually going into the office and having in-person meetings or going to the mall to buy things or even going to business summits. Everything has rapidly changed. Now, through all of this, through all the disruption, it seems like there's been one continuous constant still around digital transformation. And that question is, how do we wield technology to empower our customers and our employees to be successful? The thing that has changed is the fact that today we are on an accelerated timeline. Not only to learn how do we adapt within this environment, but how do we thrive as organizations. Now, this is so important that this shift is occurring right now, so much so that Satya Nadella had reported at Microsoft, they've seen 2 years of digital transformation activity occur within the span of 2 months. We're transitioning into a new era, the era of implementing AI. Now, this era isn't too dissimilar from previous technology eras like the internet boom of the early 2000s. And ultimately, we saw winners and losers. Those that could understand the technology, implement it, and drive value, and those that couldn't. Now, today we're beginning to see the exact same thing play out. Now, it's still early days, and has been reported only 10% of traditional industries have even gone on to implement AI. But the same methodology holds true. Those that have a firm understanding and know how to implement it will go on to drive immense amounts of value for their customers and their employees. That being said, with all of these converging trends around AI, complementary automation technologies, as well as end user behaviors like this immense adoption onto messaging channels, for organizations, what is the common thread? What's the strategy? How do we leverage this to propel our organization forward? And that's the question.
Well, it's actually quite simple. It's conversational AI. Well, it's actually quite simple. We tackle the adoption of AI strategies in the same way we tackle any other business case scenario, by attacking the low-hanging fruit. In this case, the use of conversational AI. The fact is, we live in a world of instant gratification, many times wanting answers to questions that we haven't even thought of yet. This is where we've seen technologies like email, phone, live chat become outdated and frankly just cumbersome to use. Customers are getting tired waiting hours on end to get an answer of a simple question. And employees are getting immensely frustrated switching context between multiple customers only to accidentally provide the misinformation in the first place. This is where conversational AI really shines through. Conversational agents like chatbots, voice bots, digital humans are a prime example of AI technologies that can help solve these scenarios at speed, scale, with minimal investment. This is because your digital employee or conversational agent doesn't fall asleep, doesn't get tired, doesn't need a raise. It provides an intuitive and cohesive experience for your brand across the board. And best of all, it frees up your human capital from getting bored on those repetitive and mundane tasks to now focusing on the more meaningful customer interactions. What conversational AI really is doing is accelerating the access to information in your customer's language. But we must remember, technology is but a tool. Without the proper application, it's useless. So we must back it up with a real business case in order to drive real return on investment for the organization.
Now, some organizations are not only taking notice of the conversational AI trend, they're taking action. The company in question, Adobe, one that is well known for Photoshop and Premiere, has rolled out an internal-facing chatbot for IT support-related questions to their 22,000 employees. As they've seen this remote shift, there's been a spike in inquiries come in. Now, their chatbot has been able to take the average response time from 10 hours down to 20 minutes. It's been able to reduce call volumes by 35% And through consistent training of their AI models, they've been able to attain a 97% accuracy.
In a similar manner, one of the largest energy providers in New Zealand, Mercury Energy, has rolled out a customer-facing chatbot, Hiko. It has been able to handle a wide array of scenarios with a 94% success rate and an 87% deflection rate from traditional methods like email and phone. Alongside, they've also been able to reduce the average response time from minutes and hours to seconds.
Our goal is to share with you our comprehensive strategy that enables organizations to drive consistent business value from their conversational AI solutions, so you can get the same performance as Adobe and Mercury.
In the next video, we'll be setting the foundation by first reviewing Andrew Ng's high-level AI blueprint and the practical strategies for implementing AI, and highlighting the key differences between traditional IT strategies versus new era AI strategies. Get ready.